Yo, what is up, guys? This is RIzzyPOW, and this is a video it's a TBU week 3. I am actually coming back to the TBU. I don't know if any of you guys remember, but I was in the TBU last season. That was I won the TBU last season. That's where I was going with that. And I'm back. I'm taking over a team for Ashton Akai, Eric. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. He's a really, really good friend of mine, so check him out. He's cool. He just didn't have much time, and he just didn't have much time for the TBU and a lot of other leagues that he's in, because he's in a ton of leagues. So he asked if I want to take over, and I said yes, because I wanted to come back to the TBU. I'm not really having that much fun in the NPL. I think that's a combination of it just being so hyper, like it's just so competitive, and I really don't like my team, and I really don't like a free draft. I don't like building against other teams with free drafts. I don't know. It's just not fun for me. I'm back. I'm back in the TBU. That's all that matters. I've inherited a team from him. And this is gonna be my week 3 battle against Ethan. I'm actually gonna be doing it on Showdown, because I was an idiot, and when Eric asked me to join, I didn't realize that I actually left my Nintendo charger for my DS at home, so I could not even battle. And we had to get this battle done before Friday. I ordered one on eBay. I think it should be coming here tomorrow once this video comes up. It should be Saturday when it comes gets shipped to me. I'm not sure. I need to track that package on eBay. You feel me? I really hope that it's coming soon, because if it doesn't, that's not gonna be good, because I can only play this week on Showdown. Really, I don't really have. I'm not really allowed to do any more battles on Showdown, because it's a Wi-Fi league. But yeah, this is going to be going up against Ethan. Let me just talk about my team in general and the team that I've inherited. So this is going to be a bit longer than a normal TBU video. I'll leave a timestamp in the description to the actual battle if you guys want to, you want to actually skip, but you shouldn't do that, because you should hear my beautiful voice and stuff, because I don't know. Just gonna spend about a couple minutes just talking about like my team and stuff a little bit. I don't want to do too much of that, and then I'm gonna go over my team, and then I'm gonna get into the actual battle up against Eric. So of course we're gonna be the Phoenix and Floors in the league. What else? We're cool dudes. Other teams that actually took over around the same time. 3 teams left the TBU actually. It was Kelly, Eric, and who was the last person who left? Quill actually ended up leaving as well. So I was one of the new coaches, as well as Trev CL from the NPL. Really good friend of mine, and I actually battled him this season as well, so that's gonna be really fun. And then another person was L5. Don't know him that much. I'm sure he's a really solid battler, though. I'm playing him as well, actually. Yeah, really excited for this season though, the TBU. I love my team. Eric drafted really, really well, and I have to give him props for that. I really love this team. The team that he drafted is Mega Scizor, Togekiss, Nidoking, Decidueye, Electivire, Uxie, Politoed, Kingdra, and Pangoro. That's a team that I'm going to be using up against Eric right here. And then what I have on the bench right now is Tornadus T, Bibarel, Snorlax. This week I think I actually took Bibarel off the bench for Electivire. I really wanted to start getting Snorlax or Torn T off the bench because it's going to take 2 weeks to get them both off the bench. I love me some Snorlax. I love Snorlax so much. And Torn T is really cool too. I love it. I really want to Electivire because Ethan has a Mega Pinsir. But we're going to get to that in a bit. I just want to say my team and why I love it, why I really like it. So Mega Scizor, I've actually never used Mega Scizor before. It's going to be cool to try in the format. It's obviously, you can see it is like Pseudo Rain. Nidoking is a fantastic mon. Decidueye, like, it just really synergizes really well. It has a lot of momentum for my Rain abusers like Kingdra. I have Volt Switch, Electivire. I have U-turn, make a Scizor. I can even run Baton Pass, Kiss. You know, slow U-turns with Uxie into like Kingdra. Just like it has a lot of momentum. It has good rockers. Uxie is an excellent rocker. King is also a pretty good rocker. Yeah, it only actually has 2 rockers. I didn't realize that. It has pretty good hazard removal as well. I just love how it's synergized. I don't know. I'm finding it hard to put into words, but it's a very it's pseudo rain, but it's very bulky offense. I have stuff like Snorlax, which I'm really comfortable with using. Torrentee, which I'm not that comfortable with using. I like the mon a lot, just not had a ton of success with it in the past. Pangoro, I've never really used that mon before, but it fits on the team pretty nicely. I don't know how I'm going to use it, or if I'm going to use it well. Pangoro actually, though, is number 2 on the MVP race. Eric got like 6 kills with this thing, so that is really cool. Maybe I just kind of have to use it because it's my MVP. Yeah, I just like it a lot. The only thing I really don't like about my team is I don't like Kiss on this team that much. I don't like the combination of Kiss and Torrentee. So, you know, if any TBU coaches are watching and they want, you know, preferably a fairy type, I would even be down to do a double trade. I wouldn't mind trading Kiss off. But yeah, that's the only thing I really don't like that much with this team. I mean, it's not a bad mana. It's still, Kiss is amazing, and I can flinch people down, you know? So that's always fun. But yeah, I just style my team. I didn't do a really good like analysis of it, but I really like the team a lot. And you guys see it on the side of the screen. Should have probably seen it since the beginning. You will also see Ethan's team on the side as well. But let me just read off Ethan's team. Actually, it's on the side. I don't really need to read it off. Just he has some crazy threats though to my team, like Mega Pinsir, and my only flying resist is Electivire. He has Skarmory, which is also a pretty big pain to deal with. He has like an answer for Mega Scizor. Raikou, which I mean I do have Nidoking, Decidueye, plus plus Electivire, which I mean Decidueye isn't an immunity, but I have 2 immunities, plus Decidueye, and I even have fat stuff like Uxie and even Mega Scizor, which don't mind taking hits from it. But you know, Raikou can be really difficult for me to switch in still, just because the combination of, you know, HP Fire, Shadow Ball. You might even want HP Ice or HP Ground. So it's a really difficult mon for me to switch into. I can't really switch an Electivire into it at all because I do not want it to be weakened, because it's my only flying resist against Mega Pinsir. Yeah, Raikou is going to be a bit annoying to deal with, but going to be nice still. Nidoking can't really switch into it. It can, but it's going to take a huge chunk, and I really want to keep Nidoking healthy for this match because it is a really good wall breaker versus his team. What else is that's kind of scary? He doesn't have Mudsdale on the bench. He actually had Mudsdale off the bench, and this week he actually put Mawile on the bench instead, which is his voter pick, which he has to use once at least during the season. So I'm thinking he might bring it versus me. I'm not really scared of it though. I don't think it was that good versus me. He also has Torkoal, which I was pretty sure was going to 100% come, just because it's really good against Scizor, and then it is also just it's a Torkoal and it's fat and it's annoying. It's a good rocker. Not really that good of a spinner in my opinion. But yeah, first off, when I see this team, he doesn't have a ground type. He doesn't have any immunity to electric hits. So I'm going to be bringing my boy Electivire. Electivire is a really cool mon. I've never actually really used it much, but I'm excited to use it this season. I think it's a really, really underrated mon. Like, look at this offense, dude. 123, damn. It doesn't have the best special attack, and I'm obviously using a more especially offensive one this week. But it's still a really fun mon. I'm running Choice Scarf. This gives me a check to Mega Pinsir, because I really didn't even have a good check to Mega Pinsir. Mega Pinsir is a huge threat to my team. It's just going to be really difficult for me to deal with. So yeah, obviously I got Volt Switch just for momentum. I can spam Volt Switch versus his team. His only resist is Raikou. And I do have Earthquake, which I think this 2-hit KOs Raikou, so there is also that. And Signal Beam just for like the Meloetta, and then I have Thunderbolt, which is pretty damn cool. So I'm gonna, the next one, also something about, what is it, Ethan's team, is that if you look at Ethan's team, he has obviously really offensive stuff like Mega Pinsir. Mega Pinsir is just an amazing mon. He's paired it with Skarmory, and then he has some other offense like Raikou, even Meloetta, but he has a lot of bulk. And the thing that is really like about Ethan's bulk is that he has stuff like Florges, Meloetta, and then he has Skarmory. Like he has a lot of bulk that isn't really like mixed bulk. Like Skarmory obviously has a much higher defense and special defense and stuff like that. So when I was looking at his team, I really thought that I really thought like the best way to build versus him was keep in mind like mixed attackers are really good versus him. I was thinking like especially like Nidoking was amazing versus him, especially if I am a mixed attacker. I didn't actually end up bringing a mixed attacker, and I'll explain that in the video in a bit. But yeah, another nice thing about my team is that most of my mons can go either physical or special, like Nidoking, Decidueye, Electivire, even Kingdra. So definitely liked my not going to say I like my matchup. There were some very scary stuff to my team, like Mega Pinsir. Skarmory obviously was a wall for a really good win condition versus on my team being Mega Scizor. And then something like Kurokun was amazing versus my team, and I was really scared of it. I was also scared of stuff like, since, you know, Electivire is my only answer for Pinsir, I was really scared of like him hazard stacking me with spikes and then bringing Roarcoon, which could have demolished me. So those are some strategy that I was thinking that Ethan would take on in this match, like Roarcoon plus spikes. That would have been really, really scary for me to deal with, especially if I didn't end up bringing Defog, which I ended up adding at the last minute. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So I already talked about this mon. The next mon is Nidoking. I also don't have really good nicknames for any of these mons. As you can see, Bob, like all of them are named Bob. And I tweeted out asking for nicknames, and I just named them right before the match. And somebody said, name all your mons Bob. And I'm like, I could do that. But then some people, the other suggestion was like for Nidoking and for Politoed. So I used those. I just made them like really quickly. But Nidoking obviously right here. I decided I really like Toxic Spikes versus this team. I knew that Stun Tank wasn't a really good option versus my team. It didn't do much. I really wanted Mega Horn because I expected his answer to this be AV Meloetta or something. AV Meloetta is really good versus my team because, you know, it can tank special hits from Nidoking as well as, It can tank special hits from Nidoking as well as just be pretty offensive versus my team. It can still outspeed Nidoking. I would think another option, obviously, you could run like Spadef Meloetta, but I don't think that was nearly as good. Especially if I was a mixed Nidoking, at least he could pivot in on like a special move and then threaten me because he outspeeds me, while also having the bulk behind an Assault Vest. Yeah, that's the thing. I could have brought Mega Horn though. Decided Toxic Spikes were definitely better in this match. I kind of regret that. I probably should have had Mega Horn though, but Toxic Spikes were good in this match because Nidoking was probably going to be my lead this match. It was going to be my main breaker, Nidoking is a really good lead versus pretty much his entire team except for Mega Pinsir. And I didn't really expect him to lead off with Mega Pinsir because Mega Pinsir I don't think it was a good lead versus him because, you know, I also have an Electivire which can just Volt Switch everywhere, and I think that's a very good lead that I could have chosen. So yeah, I just want to lead off with Nidoking. I can prevent him from getting up hazards because if he leads off with Skarm or Torkoal, I can threaten them right away. He just doesn't have great switch into this, and especially if he leads off. If I do see a Meloetta, and he does have or if he does lead off with Skarmory or Torkoal, and he does have a Meloetta, I will probably just Toxic Spikes turn 1 and get those up. and then try to predict around the Skarmory to make sure he doesn't get a defog off so I can poison the majority of his team. It's really nice also for Mega Pinsir before it Mega Evolves. It'll get hit by this Toxic Spike. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this match. I'm going to try getting these up turn 1, depending on his lead, of course, and seeing how that goes. So that's what I was going to go with this. Also, I get to run Modest versus team, which is really good. I have this defense investment to prevent return killing me in 1 hit. And yeah, that's pretty much the team. Or that's pretty much just a Nidoking. My next mon was Decidui. Actually, I should have really named this Decidui. All right, I should have named it that. That's how you pronounce this mon. But yeah, this was a bit of a mistake now that I played the match. This thing was also meant to be like a switch in for Meloetta. But now I realize that Meloetta has Shadow Ball, and for some reason I was not thinking when I built the team that Meloetta had Shadow Ball. So that was a pretty big mistake on my part. This thing can take 2 timid Psyshocks really, really well. But yeah, Shadow Ball, it's not going to be appreciating that too much. It's still really bulky and can take some hits, but like Shadow Ball is probably going to be able to 2-hit KO this thing. So I should have probably had a lot more Spadef bulk or something. That was my bad for sure. Yeah, so originally I wanted this as a, you know, a Meloetta kind of switch in. Also, this was really good because I was, again, I was weak to, I wanted Cobra Berry on this thing for sure because I wanted some lore for Mega Pinsir because it's just so good versus my team. I was thinking about adding Brave Bird here instead, but I didn't really want to be physically oriented when he had a Skarmory. So I definitely thought that Shadow Ball and going special was definitely really good for me, even though that it's not really a lore. But if I get to +2, Shadow Ball is going to be doing a lot to Mega Pinsir. But yeah, I can set up a nasty plot on a lot of things on his team and roost off the damage, like versus Suicune. I can 1v1 Crocoon, which is really nice. Versus, what is it? Torkoal is it's very physically bulky, so it's not going to be appreciating Shadow Ball, especially once I get to +2. Mawile has Intimidate, so there's that. I didn't really do much prep for Mawile, though. This thing can also set up on Florges if it's like Heal Bell and not Toxic. It can take hits from Raikou pretty decently well. Shadow Ball is still going to hurt though. And yeah, Pinsir can't just revenge kill me because I do have the Cobra Berry. So there's that. I better get this video moving. We're almost 20 minutes in and the battle has not even started. So yeah, that's why I chose a set. Did he actually even have a, did Ethan even have a normal type? Oh, he did. He did have Meloetta, so that's why I wanted Energy Ball. I also thought I could take on AV Meloetta with this spread, so I thought this could also beat a 1v1 with Nasty Plot, but I was wrong because I'm dumb. And now my next mon, originally I was going to bring Rain versus him. I was going to bring Rain versus Ethan, but I decided to change it because originally I had a pretty cool Kingdra set. So just look at his team. As I said before, he doesn't have the best switch-ins to like mixed attackers. So the set I originally had was like DD Adamant. No, it wasn't Adamant. It was plus attack nature minus Spadef nature or something. But it hit really hard with Waterfall. I had Water MZ to just smack like if he thinks that Meloetta is a switch-in, I can smack him with the Z Waterfall. And then I still, even though I don't have a lot of special attack investment, I can still smack stuff like Skarmory with a Z Hydro Pump. And then after Rocks or something like that, Torkoal even died to Z Hydro Pump in the sun. So I thought it was a really good set versus him. I decided to not bring it just because Suicune is an amazing rain answer, and there's literally nothing I could have done as Suicune. I was thinking about running something like sub DD in case he brought, you know, Crocoon, but another thing that I was really scared about was Roarcoon plus Spikes, and that would have destroyed me if I did keep that. And I didn't want Defog on Decidui because I wanted all 4 of these moves. So I ended up trading it off, and I added Scizor. Got to be a defogger for me. But instead of keeping that Politoed to help me versus Suicune. I ended up putting Water Absorb on this and made this a Perish Song variant. Now, I was debating between Refresh and even Protect, even Encore potentially, but mostly Refresh and Protect in this last spot. Now, the reason why I had Protect is because, obviously, as you see from my team, I do not have the greatest switch in to Torkoal, which is kind of funny to say. I mean, I do have an Uxie, which can tank hits from pretty much anything in the world, but Uxie is really easy to wear down. And it can't really do much back except Toxic it, and it'll just get worn down really easily. So I did not want that to be my my answer for Torkoal. So I decided to bring Politoed. He wasn't going to bring Solar Beam on Torkoal versus me. It did not make much sense because if he ever goes for Solar Beam and I switch into Politoed, he is stuck. He's stuck. He gets trapped, and I can just hit him up with the Rain Boosted Scald and maybe not Oko him. I don't know if it can Oko him, but he would. I just don't think Solar Beam is a very good thing versus my team. I would fire him. I'd bring Toxic for the Politoed switch in, and that's one reason why I've refreshed, so I can refresh off those Toxics. This was just to help me trap like Suicune and stuff. I really underestimated Meloetta in this match, and I thought that I could even potentially what is it? I felt like Politoed was super bulky. It's really not when you look at it, and that it could even without Protect. With Protect, it could have done this, but it could even trap Meloetta. Maybe I should have had Protect. Not looking back on it, but I did not. So that's that. My next mon is going to be Uxie, just for rocks. Slow U-turn into my breaker being Nidoking, which is very nice. Got a slow U-turn. I wanted to outslow his Skarmory, so I can always get a U-turn on that, and he cannot, I don't want to directly switch Nidoking into a potential Brave Bird and take a ton of damage. This way I can just slowly U-turn out. I have Toxic, just the Toxic stuff. Really, I didn't know what to put in this move slot, and I thought Toxic was cool. Maybe I could have gone with some cool coverage move. I didn't really expect to click Toxic that much, maybe against like Torkoal or something. And I have Foul Play right here. Foul Play is there for Mega Pinsir. I definitely thought that potential set versus me was sub SD Mega Pinsir. So I was really scared of that thing. So that's one reason why I had Foul Play over, like, just my plan was to T-Wave him. Just Foul Play was definitely better. Yeah, just max defense, just so I can mostly take a hit from Pinsir. That's the main reason why I got max defense. And then my next mon is gonna be the Mega Scizor. So finally, I got Mega Scizor. I wanted to outslow Skarmory again so I can U-turn out into Nidoking. Also, U-turn is really nice because switching to this is most likely gonna be, it's gonna be Skarmory most likely, and that way I can easily, like, I prevent him from defogging, because I get out there straight away and I can go on to something that immediately threatens it, like one of these two mons, so we cannot get a defog off. So that's really nice about having U-turn. Definitely the bring this week. I originally didn't have U-turn. I was thinking about some other cool sets versus him, but decided not to go with that. Obviously I have defog because I really was scared of that mon. What is it? I was scared of obviously I was scared of spikes and stuff. That's the main reason. And then I got Roost, and I'm actually adamant with 4 attack investment. I just wanted this investment was just so I could live 2 returns from a Mega Pinsir, and I have an adamant right here just because I want to be able to hit up after rocks. This was going to be able to, like, 2-hit KO Mega Pinsir depending on his investment and stuff. So I just wanted the most power for my Bullet Punch, and even U-turn chip is really nice versus his team. So yeah, that is going to be the team this week. Again, the game plan, hopefully get Toxic Spikes turn 1, slow U-turn into Nidoking, which is very good versus his team, especially if I get up Toxic Spikes first turn 1 and I constantly am U-turning, not giving Skarmory a chance to defog. I can get into Nidoking and I can, break some stuff, especially if I had Toxic Spikes already up. His Meloetta is going to be poison. It's just going to be racking up damage. So yeah, that's the main thing. I also, Scarf Electivire to check Mega Pinsir and stuff like that. And yeah, the concept of this team is pretty cool. I liked it. I like this team a lot, and I really love building with it, honestly. So yeah, sorry for like 25-minute team builder. Holy shit, that's usually the time of my entire video. But yeah, this was obviously a different video. I was also welcoming myself to the TBU and Shin, just talking about that. But yeah, I'm gonna jump. I don't know. I almost said I was gonna hump, and that was not what I meant at all. So I had to correct myself. I'm gonna jump into the battle real quick. So yeah, let's go there. All right, we are here with the actual battle. Finally, 25 minutes into the fucking video. Holy shit, what was I doing? I don't know. And I actually even forgot to say a couple of stuff, which I'm going to say real quick right now. Make sure you go check out Ethan. He's a really good friend of mine, honestly. So yeah, definitely check him out. He's pretty freaking good content, and he has a lot of videos copying my intro and shit. Because I don't know. Ethan loves me, man. Yeah, so this is the team you guys already saw, obviously. If you didn't watch the team builder, then shame on you. You know, should have watched it. Now you're going to be confused the entire battle, because I'm not going to re-say these sets. So, you know, yeah, I hope you feel bad if you didn't watch it, you know? Yeah, I know what I'm saying. But, yeah, I don't blame you if you didn't honestly watch it. It was 25 minutes. Usually they'll be like 10 minutes, do not worry. But the other thing I wanted to say is that I've actually faced Ethan before. I faced him in the GPC, and I also faced him in some ADV league. It was like a Gen 3 league. I'm not really counting that because it's a Gen 3 league, just for fun. But yeah, I faced him in the GPC when I took over like last season for like 3 weeks. I didn't end up actually even uploading that battle, because I ended up leaving the GPC. I uploaded like one video, and that was where Rob recorded for me, and he uploaded that shit video to my channel, and I want to delete it. I might delete it still. Yeah, I did lose in that match. And I'm really happy I get to play Ethan again, because I felt that GPC match, my prep wasn't that good, and I just played really, really bad that match. And I'm really glad that I'm getting another shot versus Ethan. So that's pretty good. I can redeem myself, you know. Yeah, I'm just gonna lead off versus Nidoking. We can see his team. He did bring the Meloetta. I pretty much expected the same exact team, except he brought Mawile, which was kind of confusing. I thought he would definitely be bringing Suicune for Rain. And it was really good versus my team, so that's what I thought he was going to bring, but I guess he did not. He wants to bring Mawile, which I guess he has to use his voter pick at least once, which is kind of a dumb rule. My voter pick was actually Babero, and it already got used by Eric, so I don't even need to worry about that. But yeah, he's bringing Mawile, so this is one time he's bringing his viewer pick. And my two potential leads, mostly, I could lead Uxie, but I didn't feel like it was a good lead versus him. I thought that either the best leads were Electivire or even Nidoking. So I thought Nidoking was the best one because it prevented him from getting up rocks. As a good matchup versus pretty much everything on his team except the Meloetta, which actually could have been pretty bad. And then didn't really have a good matchup versus Pinsir. Both of those, if they led, I would have been in a bad position. But anything else, I would be in a really good position. So I'm just going to lead off with my Nidoking as he leads off with his Torkoal. And I'm just going to get Toxic Spikes turn 1. I was pretty positive he was going to switch out into his Meloetta unless he was like Shuka Torkoal and he wanted to just kill me with an Earth Power, which would have been a pretty good bring. And I was kind of scared about that, which made me really close to just Earth Powering. But I decided to be a man, and I'm just going to set up my Toxic Spikes, you know. And yeah, I'm going to switch on Decidueye because I think this is a switch in. But then he reveals Shadow Ball, and I completely forgot about that. I don't even have leftovers, so it's going to be a 2 KO. And now I'm going to go out into my Politoed. Politoed isn't that useful in this game because, I mean, it's really good for Torkoal, but pretty much that's it. He has potential Whirlwind Skarmory on this team, so he can't be trapped. Meloetta... This is only pretty much okay for Meloetta. And then, what is it? Yeah, it is just not that good versus the team that he brought. So right here, I just go out into it, and he's going to hit me up with a side shock. I'm going to go for a Whirlpool because I need to get some chip damage off on this thing. If I was Protect, I could have Whirlpooled Perish Song, then Protected. I think I might have been able to stall this. I don't think so, honestly. It would have been a lot more useful if it did have Protect, honestly, this match, which was my bad. I've never really used Perish Song Polytoad, so I didn't realize. Maybe next time I'll realize that. But yeah, this is going to just kind of be a waste. It wasn't that useful, especially because he did not bring, he didn't end up bringing that one Mon Suicune. And now I did make a bit of a misplay right here. I did go for Perish Song. I should have still gone for either Scald, not Scald. I didn't want to go for Scald because I wanted him Poison, not Burned. Probably Whirlpool was my best set just because that would make him just take some chip damage. And I kind of just need chip damage on this thing because I don't really have the best way to kill this thing. Only thing that outspeeds it is Electivire, and his Signal Beam is not going to kill an AV Meloetta. So, yeah, I just Perish Song right here just because I could have potentially forced him out later. So that's why I did it. Now I'm going to go Uxie right here, and I'm going to go straight up for a U-turn because I do not want to give Skarmory a free switch in. So, going to go for the U-turn right there. And he's going to switch in Meloetta again, and he's going to be taking Thunderbolt plus Toxic damage, which is really good for me. So right here, I'm going to pivot into Scizor on the Psyshock and then go out into Uxie on a potential HP Fire, kind of scouting for that. I definitely thought he was going to have hidden power for sure. And right here, I'm just going to go for U-turn in case he does try switching into that Skarmory that he had. And I'm going to get a free switch out into my Electivire right here. So right here, he did go out into Raikou to Revenge Kill me. He doesn't really have the best things to Revenge Kill me on this team. Obviously, this is only Electric Resist. Pinsir obviously not going to be a good thing for Electivire to come in on. Obviously, Torkoal is not that, is kind of Spadef. Isn't the best Spadef. Skarmory is obviously not going to appreciate this mon, and neither is this. But one thing I was also scared about was if this thing was a Scarf freaking Raikou, because I could not get weakened, especially he did still have his Rock Setter and a potential Spike Setter. Like he had 2 Rock Setters potentially and a Spike Setter. So if he did damage me right here, and I could have gone for EQ or I could have gone for Volt Switch. Definitely Volt Switch was what I was thinking because it's not a very good chance that he's going to be Scarf anyway, so why not go for Volt Switch? Just scared if he was Scarf and he did get like some damage. It got like 40%. Maybe that's too little, but again, it's my only thing keeping Pinsir from just destroying my team. And Decidueye is weakened, so I can't even get damage off on it with a Shadow Ball. Good thing though is that Pinsir is on the ground, has not Mega Evolved yet, so it will get poisoned as long as I keep him from defogging. So right here I'm gonna Heart Switch out, and I Heart Switch out into Scizor just because I'm pretty bulky. I should be able to take 2 Shadow Balls if he has it. If he specs, I think it ends up being a roll. So I just kind of wanted to scout for his set. If he went for a Shadow Ball, I might have even pivoted back out just in case he was, in case he was HP Fire. But he reveals the Tectonic Rage. So this was Z Dig Raikou, which was pretty crazy. I guess it makes sense because both my natural switches to him are Nidoking and Electivire, my 2 immunities, and Tectonic Rage hits both. I originally thought he was gonna be, I thought that was Z Bulldoze, but actually he's Z Dig Raikou, which is kind of crazy. I didn't really calc the damage for that. I just thought that was kind of neat, kind of weird though. I thought that I didn't think it was a bad set. I mean, the only thing that I thought was I just assumed that he'd probably be especially offensive just because Shadow Ball is really nice versus my team. But although I didn't realize that Raikou also got Crunch. So he does still have ways to hit my Uxie and my Decidueye. Even though I think this damage probably says that he is physically orientated. So right here what I'm going to do is I think I pivot out again, expecting a HP Fire. I pivot out into Nidoking because obviously I can eat a HP Fire from this thing. If he wants to Volt Switch on me, I can also just absorb that and then get a free kill on something. So right here, I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt. The way that I do think there's a good chance that he's Wakanberry, and we're going to see that he is right over here. But still, that is a lot of damage. That's putting him below half, and he cannot roost up on me. So right here, I'm just going to go for another Thunderbolt right here. Get a lot of damage off on this thing, and I'm just going to kill it off with a... with an Earth Power. He actually does have Crunch, so this thing is a physical freaking Raikou. I don't know if it's physically oriented yet, just because I never end up calcing it. I don't know. I'll have to watch Ethan's video and see his whole thought process beyond that. So right here, this is a Mega Pinsir. It is poison though, which is really nice. I'm getting some chip on it. And right here, I had to sack something. I knew I was going to lose this thing because I do have a Scarf Electivire in the back. So my two choices of sacks were Decidueye or Uxie. The reason why I didn't want to sack Decidueye, even though I thought it wasn't really doing much this game, was just because Decidueye, if I had Brave Bird, I would have probably sacked it. But the thing is that he can set up multiple Swords Dances on this Decidueye, and if that happens, I could potentially lose. So just because I have Shadow Ball, I'm not like Brave Bird or something. I can tank like 2 Shadow Balls, and that could be really, really bad for me. And Scizor is already pretty weakened. There's a Spike Up. Could potentially mean that I lose this game, especially if like somehow crits my Electivire or something. So I want to go into Uxie because at least if he tries to set up on me, I can. He can't because I have Foul Play. Or I could get a slow U-turn off out into Electivire if he does try to set up on me. So right here, just going to go for the Foul Play. He is the sub SD Mega Pinsir, which I thought there was a chance that he would bring trying to set up on my Uxie, although I did have Foul Play to prevent that. And now I'm just going to go into my Electivire to try and revenge kill this. I can just go for a Volt Switch and get a lot of damage off on his Mawile. And I'm just going to go out into my Breaker Nidoking, and he does not have a switch in. So I'm just going to go for an Earth Power. He was actually Shuckle Berry, but Mawile isn't that bulky, so it's not going to take that very well. So right here, I'm going to sack off my Decidueye, as he needs his Colbur Berry. It's not going to help it. I just realized in this battle, even though he was shook Mawile, it did not live, and even though it was Koba, I did not live, which is kind of funny. That was like back-to-back turns as well. So right over here, I'm just going to go in Electivire because that's my only check to Mega Pinsir on my team, and I'm just going to fire off a Volt Switch. He does not have any switch-ins for this thing, and that's going to be really nice for me. So right now, I'm trying to either win. I'm pretty much just trying to win with Electivire right now because I just need to weaken Torkoal a bit, and I decide that I want to go out into Scizor right here because the reason why I want to go into Scizor right here over anything else is because, one, it forces in his Torkoal. It forces him to take poison damage because he can go Mega Pinsir right here, but Bullet Punch kills him at this range. And if he goes Torkoal right here, I'm going to force him to take some toxic damage, and I can defog this Spike off. Obviously, I don't need toxic spikes on my team anymore because both of his last mons are poisoned, and Mega Pinsir wouldn't even be affected anyway because it's already Mega Evolved. But yeah, this way I can get a defog off so that he cannot try to beat me by making me pivot around into Electivire a ton and then maybe critting me with Quick Attack or setting up or doing something crazy. It just means that I can switch in Electivire more freely and not have to worry about being in range of Quick Attack and everything. And plus, I'm going to be getting some chip damage off on the Torkoal. So that's the reasoning why I did that. So right here, I'm just going to go for a defog right over here. Just make sure he does not get Rocks Up. Or make sure that he does not have the Spike Up. As he gets the Rocks Up, I'm just going to defog again. Don't want those Rocks Up, and he's just going to kill me. So it's really nice that he went for Rocks instead of attacking me because now I get two poison damages off on this thing. And I'm just going to go out into my Nidoking right here. I'm going to fire off a Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave is going to hit both this Torkoal and the Mega Pinsir. And Sludge Wave is going to put this Torkoal in range of Thunderbolt from my Electivire, and then I can just win with Electivire Thunderbolt. So that's the plan right now. Going to weaken this. It's now in range of Thunderbolt. And I actually lived that, which was kind of surprising, which is kind of cool. Nidoking is going to get another kill. And pretty much Electivire is going to come out, and it is going to win this game, killing off the Mega Pinsir. This huge threat is now gone, and we do win this game 1-0, which is really, really good for us. So Obviously, I was 1-1 before this game. I don't know if I remember if I said that in the beginning of the video. I was a +1 differential. Now I am 2-1 with a +2 differential. This is really good for me when it comes to playoffs. I definitely think I have a pretty good shot at playoffs. Just looking at my schedule, and I mean, it might be a bit difficult, but I definitely think I'm pretty confident that I can make playoffs. If I can win this league, I'm not confident. Not really that confident. I do love my team, though, and I think it has a lot of potential to maybe get another championship. That'd be pretty cool, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I'm sorry for the long-ass video. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I'm so happy I'm now in the TBU. I've had more fun building in this building this one match than I have had in the NPL this season. Overall, I like building in a points draft a lot more. I've realized just building with this team made me realize how much I hate building with my NPL team and how much I do not like it. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this match. I'm sorry again, I said it like 40 times, but I'm really sorry for the long ass video. Next week, I'm going to be playing 1Z Bayonet, who has a Tapu Lele. So I'm kind of fucked, I have an Uxie though, Uxie's the it's a Tapu Lele counter, it can resist Psychic. Hello, and I have a Mega Scizor, another counter. Oh my god, maybe I might win. I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, check out Ethan, and peace. I'll see you guys sometime.